Welcome everyone to today's live stream, another round of Eden Crafters. We are going to have to cut it short today, unfortunately, because I have to be out of here early today. I've got to go out of town, pick up an item I ordered, and it's just the only time I could do it was this today. So we're gonna have to cut an hour earlier today on the live stream than normal because I've got to rush right out the door after that. But we are at least going to try and get a few more things done on the new outpost. Timmy has been patiently waiting. He's like, where's my treat? Come on, I want that treat. I'm gonna stretch my neck, show myself off right here, and then you're gonna give me the treat. Yep. Treat. You had breakfast, but I know you still want a treat. You had a big fancy breakfast, you still get a treat. Come on. Alright, fine. He doesn't want to be toyed with on camera. He doesn't want me to make him work for it. He wants to just have it handed to him. Let me go ahead and get the game pulled up and ready. So we'll get rolling because we've got to get really moving to get enough out of it. Hey, Felonius. Thanks for joining. Let me make sure the game picks up. This one, for some reason, always takes longer for OBS to recognize it. I still have no idea why it is so different from every other game. You know, 30 seconds to pick up a game where it's normally like 2 for everything else. So I don't know. There it goes. It's finally seeing it. So let's dive in and get this rolling. So we are going to do some work today on the new outpost. But first, let me grab my supplies and make sure. Probably need a little bit more food for the moment. Let's just no, not that. That. There we go. There, that will help. So I've been doing a lot of producing stuff. You see, I've got computers coming out here right now. I have tried to maximize a whole lot of stuff to get this going, because I want to get like the production started, at least get something kind of started today with the new outpost in the Northeast. To that, I've added more warehouses, just tier 1, just so I have more storage for supplies. It's just I have loaded up a lot since last time trying to get this going. And you know, last time we started, I kind of went through everything. I was like, I had my piece of paper, my pen, I was drawing everything out. I still got the piece of paper and pen over here, but I decided to go back to a more tech focused approach. And so I made a nice little table, and not like a spreadsheet table, just a text based table that listed every single item I was going to be producing, going from the forge part of it to beyond. So every basic forge, the assemblers, alloy forge, refiners, part producers, everything. I went through it. I said, these are the parts I want to produce because these are the resources I have available. And I built this nice little basic text table out. And I fed it into Claude, not ChatGPT, Claude. Because I thought Claude might handle this better with a nice prompt basically saying, you know, this is for the game Eden Crafters. Here's the table of the items I want to produce at this location. Treat it like the basic resources, like the ores, the ones I don't tell you where they are produced. Those are tier 0. The ingots made from these ores would then be tier 1, and so on. Base it around the highest tier level of an item used as an ingredient. So a tier 2 has to be made with at least 1 tier 1 ingredient, etc. And Claude put it all together for me, whole thing. It even gave me a layout for how to break it down into 9 zones. I think it was 9 different sections of production. But it didn't give me the diagram I asked for. I was like, I want you to diagram this out for me. It didn't do that. So I had to ask again, and this time it gave me a nice little text diagram, but it's still not super easy to follow. So what we're going to try to do is I want to get the transport stuff done at least, because I know I can finish that today. So with that in mind, and I'm trying to remember, oh wait, before we go, we're going to build one new item as a, just to test it and see how it looks. Okay, not that one. No, what was it? I had something. Oh yeah, a drill. I need to do a drill. I already forgot what I was going to do with this. That advanced miner tier 2, because ruby, I need to set the ruby spot so I can start piping some ruby up. And the gem cutter, that's it. Yeah, because the gem cutter is going to give me access to a few other things. And I did go and not count these in there, because I mean, this is ruby ore is not like a tier 0 item, even though it is coming straight from the deposit. But you see how like small this stuff is. So I can throw, I mean, for this, I'm literally just going to be doing ruby here. So one of these produce some laser emitters. That's it. So yeah, not going to change much on my plan here for trying to set everything up. But I have already got most of the piping done. I'll show you. I didn't do the ruby thing yet because, well, there's that ruby spot, and then there's this ruby spot where I'm actually going to build and pipe along here. You see how my pipe is sticking out a little bit. It's very funky on how the piping works. But I also found a bug, a very weird bug, and I wanted to show it. So, yeah, I'm going to stand right here, okay? Got my drone, and we're just going to pull up the pipe. All right, got my pipe. No, I'm gonna start with the bottom one if I can target it. The bottom one's kind of been funny at times. All right, so I got that, and yeah, the curving pathing on the piping is very wonky. So I've had to do a lot of smaller length pops where I you know, little stands. But watch what happens. This is the drone. I am not there. I'm in the middle. I'm suddenly standing on top of the pipe. When you build the pipe with the drone, it literally places you on top of the spot you're targeting. I don't get that, but it literally just bounces me on top of the pipe. And that is such a weird bug. Like, why is my character even being counted as like, oh, you should move here when you build this? I don't get how that bug exists. That just seems like a very strange. What mechanic did you think would work for this that caused that? And it does cause a little problem there. You notice in some cases it's treating my head as being in the way, and it results in me having to kind of target a little differently to place the piping down. But yeah, that's just a very strange bug that it's like you gotta be standing here to build this pipe. I'm sorry, yo. You can't be building the pipe over there. You gotta be standing here. That's such a weird one. But yeah, just in case you get the game and you're playing along, you're like, why am I teleporting? It's pipes. Apparently the pipes teleport you right now. So yeah, got that. Also, I think there was something else I was going to do. I need to change it. I think I moved that phosphorus already. Yeah, I moved it over there. So we're going to combine that a little bit. And I've started rethinking my setup a little bit. I may wait and do all the forge stuff on the platform, because that's kind of how Claude approached it. Was I was just going to do the forges on the platform, and I didn't feel like telling them, no, bad Claude, you did bad. So I might actually just switch it up so all the ore, everything raw, goes in on one spot, and then it splits out how it needs to be. And Claude's estimate is 15 to 18 splitters is all I'm going to need for this. So 15 to 18 splitters, and I should be able to split everything I need to create my new setup and automate like just every single thing over here. When this is done, I will have a very robust setup. And I think I have, yes, 1,300 of these. I think I got that in time, so I didn't deafen anyone. You know, drone. Apparently, I am running into a problem with the vertical climb. Does not like that vertical climb and high temperature. Actually, no, we're gonna do the support beam, which of course cannot rotate. Okay, that was too tall to get onto the platform, so it should be fine to go here. Yes. Oh, come on. I turned it a certain way and it works, but I turn it the other way and it's like, no, you can't go that way. And of course, I can't break it down. Oh wait, yeah. Sometimes throws you off when you're playing two similar games with completely different control approaches. Fine, I'll do it right here. And if I can get it to stand on that, are you seriously? Don't jump to the side, it's in the grid. Oh my. I'm taking this one out then. One spot it stacks, the other spot it says no. Fine. You know, I don't want to stack them vertically the same. I just want them to be slightly offset. Absolutely. Oh, there we go. Now, getting a start. There we go. Some ruby ore. Just gotta push it all the way along. I can start making the little lasers. Oh yeah, it might help if I, you know, build my little stands here. I thought about doing it where I would just stack it with the pipes, but I was like, you know, that's just asking for trouble, especially if I end up needing like another set of pipes to keep the water flow sufficient if they change the limitations on the pipes. That's not what I wanted, but I'm not gonna waste time on it. Yeah, and the pathing on those, the way it builds the path, could use a good bit of improvement. It's just so very restrictive, and it's like, oh, it's gotta go at least this far, like straight for this distance before it can curve. And do another one right here. Yeah. Now, one thing I did not have Claude do was plan for exporting the items out to the left. I just figured, you know, if I can at least get a usable diagram, some kind of flow that is like, oh, yo, that works. I can use that to map this out sufficiently and then just make my adjustments from there, I can figure out a way to tie the output, the final output of certain items into the warehouses. There it goes. So it shouldn't take too much longer. We're just gonna get that. If I get it over here to roughly about, this spot over here, because that's where I have that. I do have gold coming in, but it was one of the things I needed gold combined with, I want to say phosphorus. So I was going to do a combination thing here. And just remove that from the setup over there. And I need quartz. So quartz is going to come in from here. Now, I felt like there was something else I needed some iron for, so I was going to do extra iron. And oh yeah, the basalt. I got to send the basalt in from here. So I got this covering this whole area. That covering that area. I think the laser or something would do with that. And it may have been amethyst as well. There's something else that I was needing for that environmental controller thing that would generate a more stable environment over a larger area. I can't remember what all I needed for it, but I want to try and get one of those going out here so I don't have to worry about these stupid high temperatures all the time. You notice I'm not having that weird bug with the conveyors. It's only the pipes that I place the pipe down and it makes me teleport to the top of the pipe. It's just, again, I don't know how that would even, those two things would even be tied together. Like, why is that even a factor there, you know? Oh, great. It's not pushing the items. Also that problem where the conveyors decide like they're not connected. Even though they are. They absolutely are. Well. Okay. Yeah, I gotta look at it from a certain angle. Oh. Is that? This part right here? Yep. Okay, this part. Okay, yeah, target one small little area of it. Hang on, let me eat. I did something where this is messing with me now. That's what it is. It's just messing with me. Come on. That's the problem right there. Yeah. I really hope the dev or devs, if it's more than one, get their focus right on this, because this could be so much better if they would just focus on the right updates right now, focusing on fixing issues like this. Because this is the problem. This is why the game's not as good as it could be, because you can't do stuff in it that it should do. I wonder if it's just treating it like it's not actually there now, even though it will still let me target here and there. Okay, that's working at least. Is it gonna go all the way? Yes. Okay. And I see it's all the way to the end there. So yes, that's worked. I'm hoping I don't have that problem with the pipe. It's going to be a pain to troubleshoot where the piping is broken. if it's doing the same thing with the pipes, because you can't see, oh, there's so much water in this. Satisfactory has that where you go and it'll show you, I think, how much volume of water is currently in the pipe segment. It's been a while since I played Satisfactory and had to go stare at a pipe segment, but I feel like it did that where you can see capacity of a pipe. Like, is it too much in there? Like, oh, you got this, you're not, you know, again, you know, they're over the top OCD factory management and Satisfactory to make sure you are keeping it to an idea of maximizing volume and such. But we don't get that on here, so I hope we don't have that kind of problem with this. I'm gonna have to look at my my notes again on what it was I was trying to plan for building up here for production wise. Felonious, how's it going? You've said hello or good afternoon, and that's it. And I don't see Jenny or Jason joining yet. Is it as cold for you as it is for me and Timmy? It's I want to say it's like 20 degrees outside right now. Fahrenheit, not Celsius. We're you know, imperial here. Yeah, it's like, I think our high today is 23 or 24. All right, and I'm caught up to the pipe. Where did it go? And there go teleporting. And something broke again. Look at this. Why? I mean, literally, it's one segment. It's like I do a whole stretch, and it just says, hey, this one piece does not connect right. But then I connect it past that, and it works on everything else I built at the same time. It's like just that initial length where it connected breaks on a recurring basis. You know what? I'm gonna go back. We're getting close. I gotta figure out. Should be the basalt right there. Yeah. Easy enough to tie all that in together. I'm gonna toss that because I don't care about that. It's supposed to warm back up tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we get up to like mid 30s. That's like the limit for us tomorrow. It's like our whole day, I think our entire temperature range is like 6 degrees from low to high for the day. And of course, I don't have enough to grab. I was gonna grab some and start making some laser thingies, but I don't have enough waiting there because you know, I love the argument against like summer versus winter. Like in hot, you know, summers, it's like your air conditioning is only go so far, and if you have no power, you have no AC, and you're gonna just get hot. Winter time is like, well, if your power goes out, you might have gas heat, or more point, you know, if you're cold, just go throw in some extra layers. Yeah, that works, but you know, it's kind of hard to have extra layers on your hands and still be able to use your hands. And I don't want to sit there and look like the kid, the little brother in A Christmas Story. You know, where he gets so bundled up, he can't put his arms down. I don't want to look like that in wintertime. Plus, wintertime, you gotta worry about pipes freezing. I don't like the aspect of pipes freezing. You know, summertime, you aren't worried about your pipes freezing. That gives you a little bit of a benefit there, in that you're not worried about that happening. Where's that area thingy? I feel like it unlocked it already, yeah. The little area temperature control. Maybe it's the thing I unlock next. I said climate regulator. By building a reinforced compartment with 5 data center units. So I just gotta do the same thing. Yeah, summertime is like, okay, I get it. You can only take off so many layers before there's a problem. You know, you can't just keep taking off layers. You get to a certain point, the only layer you got left is your skin, and you really don't want to try to take that layer off. It's not a good idea. But at the same time, you know, I'd rather be dealing with that, because at least I can go, you know, if I'm super hot before going to sleep, go take a cold shower, you know, things like that. If it's super cold, you don't want to take a hot shower, because now you just increase the likelihood that your pipes are going to freeze if it's that cold outside. That's not a good idea. You know, eat some hot food. Yeah, that helps to a degree. But you know, it might warm your belly up, but it's not going to necessarily warm your fingers up or your feet up. So yeah, I'd rather take, you know, summer. Overall, as far as, I mean, I prefer, of course, fall and spring, when it's just right. You don't need air conditioning, you don't need heat. Maybe slightly chilly in the morning, and then slightly warm when you get home in the evening from work. But you know, it's a nice balance. You know, you're a little cold in the morning, put an extra layer on. You know, you get home, it's a little too warm, turn on a fan, you're done. You know, it's simple. You save so much money on gas and electricity at that time. The one thing I don't like with summer is, especially the new gaming rig that I have right now, is this a space heater. So even with the door open and a fan trying to blow air out of the room, and then a fan trying to blow cold air on me, this room gets extremely hot in summertime. Wintertime, not as bad. Like, close the door. Like, I've got the door closed now, so I'm letting the heat kind of slowly build up. And there's one day I wasn't even paying attention. I've got my little temperature monitor here for the room, and it was like 78 in the room. And I walked out into the other room, which had the gas heat on, and it was 65 in that room. And that was all because of the gaming desktop, how much heat that's putting out. Let's see. I gotta look at, you know, we'll just look here because it's easier to look on screen. So yeah, gold alloy, that's it. I need phosphorus and gold ore. So what I can do is I have gold ore there instead of having to split off from here, which I could do. I could do the way Claude had me set up, where everything's just change it to, this is ore, nothing but ore coming in. That brings ore over here. All the ore comes in, and then it starts splitting from there. But, you know, I feel like if I just say, hey, I can put an alloy thing over here, and have one water thing go over here, that's good. Because that's one spot where I need to add a separation for water. You know, branch this water over here, I'm done. And yeah, these will be made here, because that's where I have all that stuff coming in. The graphene will come in, the osmium, the gold, and yeah, that reduces one set of things I have to put here. So yeah, one alloy forge is going to go up to the north, so I'll have a split for phosphorus to join in, plus the alloy, the gold alloy coming. I say the phosphorus for fertilizer, which I decided I'm just going to go ahead and try and make one of everything. Sulfur, or, you know, come for that. So that will be done here on this platform. And then this is the crazier parts here, which I did not plan around making this because I don't have amethyst here. But if I can produce the gold ore and ceramic components here, then I can easily import some amethyst alloy from the other one, or I could just, you know, craft it myself this way if I need to. I can't remember what else there was. Okay, one alloy forge. And I got enough for it, yeah, so I can go and build that. I think I made sure that I was going to have enough for it. That will go up there. So I need to, while I'm thinking about it, we'll go ahead and do a split on the water. I knew at some point I would need a splitter for water. And this is where I'll have phosphorus come in, plus it's cooled down, so I don't have to worry so much. Phosphorus, quartz, and the gold alloy are going to feed in. Heck, I might just have them meet up over here and feed in this way. Oh, that's a long trek over there versus just funnel it up here. So it might be a case of doing it right there. See, quartz, the phosphorus, and the gold alloy. So I'll just go ahead and make extra. I don't think that's going to cause a problem. Like, oh, you. Does it? Randomly does it where it'll sit there and start targeting the one below it. Like, you hold it too short, it doesn't work. But you hold it too long, one split second too long, and it breaks it. Okay, so quartz, phosphorus, gold alloy. There we go. And that's what I'll put on all the rest of them. I'll go ahead and get that going here. Yeah, see, automatically, it's like there, it went up that way. But before, I'll be targeting that and just immediately sinks to the one below. Again, they need to focus on bugs like that first and not on the some of the other stuff that they've focused on right now. Oh yeah, that's right. Can't build a drill with the drone. That's another problem. The drone cannot build a drill. Cannot target the deposit for that. That's yeah, the quartz. So diamond and ruby. I could do quartz with this, yeah, because I did quartz at the first area. So that and a gold. And I'm just gonna do go to this because I prefer to have it set up where it at least has some kind of foundation kind of vibe going. 4. Okay. I may turn that phosphorus 1, which I think I will turn the phosphorus 1. Okay. Yeah. So gold, phosphorus, and that. And so I basically just need one, is it alloy forge? Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be 2 coming in here plus the water, which is what I came here for. Oh, yeah, maybe wait a little bit longer for my oxygen to regenerate. Okay, I'm gonna do it right here. We're gonna take this section and this section. It does kind of split it into slightly smaller breaks rather than it being like just one long section the whole way. Because that does, you know, like if I built from way up here all the way to here and it was just one long piece, I'd have to redo it by splitting it. That would be a pain. So there's one good thing, is that it does split it like that. Of course, the targeting is still a problem because it apparently does not consider me targeting on the end, but rather in the middle there. Okay, so that should feed some water over here. I'm gonna throw, just because I like these for the visual look, a little bit smaller height. That will feed the water. Doesn't look great, but working with what I got. And of course, again, it teleports me for some strange reason. Okay, there's that. That's phosphorus, that's gold. So one into there, one in. I feel like the gold would be more beneficial to try and go up this way. Yeah, like that. Through the miner. What? No, 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 you're not going that way. I'm gonna see if I can get it to go like this. Yes. See how it's trying to go up that way and curve around? It's, no, unnecessary. And then that will just go. That actually, you know, I should. Well, that'll go for a minute. I need a splitter to split this out first. Okay, so that'll go into there, and then I'll have their one feed over this way, and we'll just kind of the same thing I've got there. Foundation wise, I'll just do a couple of these to kind of get the stack up to here, and then it'll go that way. And that'll take care of the gold alloy, which it should start producing, except for the fact it says there's no water. I swear I hooked the water up. I swear I hooked the water up, but let me, no, I didn't. That's right, I did not produce any water yet because I wanted to wait and see how much I'm gonna need. Might be time to go ahead and do that. Yeah, I did not hook up the water except for the purification, so I don't know where I need to place this. Well, no, that's right, I can't build them where they'll hang kind of off of the foundation a bit. Oh, that should be low enough, I would think. Oh, I can't connect to that with any of this. Well, never mind. Oh, sure, this one I can actually line it up right. You know what? That's good enough right there, I think. Since I have no choice but to use this at this rotation, because I can't rotate it at a more free angle as locked to that grid. Which really, I only need this for the pipe hubs. That's really the main thing, is the pipe hubs. So, oh, and attaching some kind of water thing to it. All right, so I'm going to leave it where I can still do. Well, I'm thinking is, oh, you know, that'd be a good test right there. Can I do this? Can I place the pipe hub on that? No, I can't build anything on that except for roads, apparently, and train stuff. Seems a little odd that certain things do work with it, but others do not. Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more. And take this out. Yeah. So my thought here was maybe being able to add more junctions in here, but I think this is where I'm going to try and do that. Instead is have a junction point here. That's just the connector to give me a spot right there, and then I'll build like a multiple junction thing here. So we'll get 1, 2, 3 coming in from like 1, 2, 3 there. I may have some very far pipe setups going. So I wish we could have a little bit more freedom, and I need some composite. Okay. We'll do that first, because I probably need to go get some power recharge. Pretty sure I'll not pay attention and I'll end up running out of power. Unfortunately, not something that I could get Claude to just do this all for me. You know, we're not there yet with AI, but Claude did try to give me a diagram by text. Actually, I'll bring that up and let you see it in a second. I think I got it. Or I can do that. Yep. Ooh, glitchy. No, no, no. Something. What? No, you did not do that. No, you did not. No. Okay. That. I have lost control, except I haven't. What the heck? Okay. Maybe that fixed it. That, stupid Windows snapping stuff. That was the problem. You know, Windows copies Linux. Linux does it so much better. So ready to just switch everything to Linux for gaming. If modding was not so much more difficult on Linux, I'd already switched for the gaming side and probably tortured myself to learn DaVinci instead of sticking with Windows. I'm gonna put those in storage. Yeah. Get out. All right, you know what? Fine, we'll do this. I will switch real quick to show my lovely Claude discussion. So not gonna give you the whole thing, but I created basically a markdown table, went through every one of those things, classified the ores, the things that don't have a, you know, source for anything else, like organics comes from this. Well, that's organics. It's not an ingredient. It's a tier 0. So it did all that. So you can see all the tier 0 stuff into tier 1, tier 2, which is 0 to 1, then up to tier 2, all the way up to basically a tier 6 ship engine. So I've really got everything kind of mapped out. I could do that. And it basically gave me zones, as you see here, zone 1 through 9 for that. And the splitters, it didn't kind of handle the splitter merger part very well on that, but I then say provide a layout diagram, assume all tier 0 are resources come from the right eastern side of the floor plan, and it basically created this text ASCII style one. And what it is you're basically all the inputs are supposed to come in from here and then start going in here, processing, and start working their way up. And it did, you kind of see how it did a little bit on that. Like, here's where, you know, like, this goes here, this goes here. It tried. It didn't do an amazing job, but it did try to at least help with telling me how to, you know, get that laid out. Still not great, but it did try to do it. You gotta go with that. It at least gave it a good effort. And it did it faster than I would have been able to do that. It did that in less time than it took me to create the stupid table of parts. Oh. Can I get 50 in there? Yeah. See why I've got tossed so much stuff around. Actually, yeah, no, that's fine. So I need goodies for, you know, we'll do like, now let's go ahead and plan for two of these version 2 water pumps. So 8. Wrong thing. Gear assembly. Always look at it. And why did it take it away? Yeah. I always look at that and I just think gear, you know, is this one. It is the composite beam. There. That's fine. I'll throw those in warehouse somewhere. It'll still be used. Okay, and the fast rotors. I'm probably gonna have to make a go. There we go. Gear assemblies. I need 8 of those. 32 gear assemblies. Well, that's convenient. I made the 2 already. So it worked out. Well, just wait a second for this to process and let Timmy. You so warm. Warm, little buddy. Yeah, come on. Gotta scratch. Oh, scratch. Oh, scratch. That look. Oh, he's just like, yep, I'm comfortable. Pet me and let me sleep. So, Timmy, let's trade. You do this, and I will relax on the little bed there. It'll be a little cramped for me, but I'll make it work. You just come do this. All right, and yes, gold wire. All right, that's good. So this is why I'm trying to do so many items at this location, because the resources are there for it. Technically, I could just do it as a, hey, I'm going to harvest these resources and then ship them by train and do the whole train system to come back to here and then build it out. But I was like, why do that? You know, it's the same idea of why ship the raw ore all the way here if I only need it to go into a forge. Like, if I don't need iron ore for anything else than to go into making iron ingots, why not just go ahead and have the forge right there? You know, it just saves a little extra effort and the floor plan on certain things. You know, keep it closer to the source. But once this is done, I should be, I don't know what else I can find. I know I just want to get through this map at least. If I can at least complete this map, I feel like then that's a good stopping point until they maybe get this game, get a lot of the bugs and issues fixed with it. I need amethyst. So we'll need to make a trip at some point after I get a couple more things going. We'll run down to the southern spot down there that I've got set up so I can grab some amethyst and see what we can do. I think I had it set up. Actually, I might still have some of what I need already stuck away. Wonderful. Okay, so now I can make my first set of pumps. You know what? Let's just turn it to turn. That don't work. It will work. I just, you know, again, you're locked on the foundations to a certain grid. Oh, what was it? No, okay, yeah. I set my alarm wrong. Again, I've got to leave early today. That was the wrong time. Yeah. I forgot that it shifted the hour down when I changed the minutes. So yeah, that was my alarm to wrap up. It just came a little early. You know what? I'm just gonna let me go ahead and do you know, if it would respond on the first click and not double clicks up, then I would be faring a little bit better. Let me just go ahead. Yeah. Oh, like that last second tiny, like I moved a millimeter and it decided to target something completely different. No. At least it didn't target on the, you know, lake floor. All right, I don't have enough to build another one, but I do have those. So, unfortunately, the alignment is not favorable for this. So, I'm gonna do this one and that one. I do not tell. No. Oh, you. Ah. Let me do it there. I'll do it above. How about that? You're gonna target it right there. Yes, you are. And then I'll have a third one that wraps around to this side as long as it doesn't go like crazy on how it wraps around. And that's gonna be right to... No. So, oh, wait. No. Wrong one. Because these are not interconnected yet. Technically, I guess it could be. But it was the top one that I did that on. So I'll just go ahead and do that. That way they're interconnected. And I should have water now working. We're going to find out. Yes, Alloy Forge is going. That's great. I'm gonna get 50 at least. Come on. Let me go ahead and get a stack of 50. I'll have it ready. Just go right into a to one of the warehouses. Boom. Look at that. Okay, so that part's done. I feel like I got something going, so let's go get the amethyst, because I think that was the thing I'm missing for the tier 3 warehouse. I kind of want to see how that looks. Also, you know, once I get aimed right, let's see if I got... Oh yeah, look at that, I got enough. Oh, that's what the computers were for. Now I remember, because I gotta do the data center. Where is it at? There, data center. I gotta put 5 of those in there, so I've got enough to do more than that. Right? That's what it was. Task, planet analyzer, 5 data center units. So yeah, I've got enough. We'll go to there. I'll get that set up. I'll unlock the next terraformation stage. Again, why I say the terraformation in this is more like Satisfactory, aside from the visual and the small amount of terraformation aspect. This is basically a Satisfactory knockoff, and the Eden Crafter terraformation part of it is very, very minor compared to the factory management part. Like, the terraformation is almost, it's less than 10% of what the game is right now. Lovely. And let me just check. See, nope, nothing in there. I did make some of the alloy. The amethyst alloy, because I needed it to make these things, yeah, and to make that thing. So I have a radiation shield now. Where did I go back? Yeah. Doesn't say what value they give for that protection. I'm assuming it's just it's on or off kind of thing. I do have some more amethyst alloy. Okay, so I needed that for those. Of course, I don't have the I'm out of the basalt concrete. That's interesting because I've got so much. That's what happens when you burn through a lot of it making foundations. That's why I'll be so great getting this new area fully set up. Once it's done, I mean, come on, I'll have everything being produced to maximum storage. Yeah, while we wait on some of that stuff to fill up, we'll go hit the south area. So I need one of these, which makes no sense because you got to do 5 data centers. And you don't have room for 5 data centers in the one room. So, cowbell. What about cowbell? You need more cowbell? So, yeah, I just noticed the insulation layer and insulation layer. So I can't go ham on these. Well, I can build a couple. Well, I've already got one little setup here going. That's right, for giving me a little place to hang out this. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and boom. I have a scan for large ruby deposit. Should be this one. Yeah. Amethyst ore. It's funny, I get to scan a ruby deposit, not the amethyst deposit. But we'll take that because I like having a bunch of amethyst. Oh yeah, and less storage on this one. Plenty of diamond now. Still haven't scanned or found any spot for like sapphire mining over there, but it's a little cold. I didn't feel like doing that much roaming around. See what my next task is. DNA replicator. Introduce new species. So we get, I guess, the creatures at that point. Climate regulator in the hot region to lower the temperature across at least 5 square kilometers. Okay, so we'll see what the game counts as 5 square kilometers in terms of distance. Why am I still in a foggy haze? Oh, there we go. Now I'm getting the bearing because I can see right there my concrete warehouses. So those are done. Climate regulator. We'll see what that requires in terms of cost. Okay, so where's that climate regulator. Okay, that's one of the tall buildings. Insulation layer that, of course, just used a bunch of, or used some of. Sensor array and thermal regulator. Okay. Yeah. That's, I don't even know what I need the diamond for yet at this point. Like, this much diamond. I think I probably just need to actually take it and drop it off somewhere for an alloy. Actually, you know what? I do have that. Can I do the... Oh, no, it's the gem cutter. That's right, the gem cutter. Which I am going to be putting into use over there for one thing. Crap. Alright, I'm just going to toss it here for a moment. Just give me a place to put this stuff. And then I'll end up putting a gem cutter over here. It's something I used for that. To do that stuff. Like, I feel like it was diamond and something else combined, but I could be wrong on that. Hey, Jenny. You just got in from what? Lunch? Dinner? Second breakfast? Afternoon tea? Let's see. It was, what was a hobby? It was like, it was first breakfast, second breakfast. There was brunch, like, lunch, afternoon tea. There was like a dinner and a supper. There was like 2 meals at the end of the day. Okay. Let me go up. I remember it was the thermal regulator and sensor array. Okay, I need a lot of those. Thermal regulator, ruby ore. Okay, great. Good thing I've got that being produced. The ceramic component will be getting produced soon too. And I think I did plan on making like automating those too. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, it's been a few days, I went through the entire table minus that because of amethyst being to the other region. So this new base is going to produce every one of these is my plan now, because I just don't want to have to go and automate some other things. Sensor array, yeah. So iron rods, copper plates. See, that's the easy one. That's simple. You know, it's like that's a tier 2 item because, well, no, tier 1 ingots. Tier 2 would be iron rod, copper plate, and then tier 3. So antenna would be the tier 3 item, which makes this a tier 4. And yeah, that's why I wanted Claude to give me a nice diagram. It tried. Didn't do a great job, but it tried. Dog ran out of food, so I had to go get some. Well, that is a very valid reason to be late. You cannot let the dog starve. No, dog, I mean, you know, you didn't have food in the bowl, you know, 4 hours ago. That's why the dog was like, I'm starving. I have been neglected for so long. Timmy can't say that. He got special breakfast. He had a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for breakfast by himself. It's about as big as his head, and he ate the whole thing. Well, I cut it in half, and the second half, he kind of left the bottom of the biscuit and one small piece at the top of the biscuit. But he ate all the bacon, egg, and cheese out of the whole thing. He got that cheese off that biscuit. Okay, yeah, this is fine. Oh, iron plates are kind of low. Yeah, I'll get this. Just because I know I'm going to be using them in building. All this is just to keep it going for right now here. And then I will, once I get this new place going and all, and the conveyors are feeding the output, the final output into warehouses over there. It'll be a lot easier because I can take these warehouses out. Amethyst alloy, I got that. You know, let me just see if I can do those real quick. I do want to see how that looks. But now I know if you look at some of the promo images on the store page, I know now that some of the taller buildings, I was starting to think would be like the nuclear reactor or something. This is the thermal regulator thing. I'm not sure how that counts as a thermal regulator. Maybe it's it's supposed to be like a giant heat sink. Oh, you actually have tried the fresh pet? I see, you know, the commercials for that all the time, and I feel like I'd like to get it, but I've done it before where with Timmy at one point I was like, you know, I see all these commercials talking about Blue, you know, pet food for dogs, and like, okay, well, I'll try that. It's supposed to be so much better, so good. I bought him the bag, you know, as expensive that is. I mean, that was almost double the cost of the bag of food I was getting him before, and now what I feed him now is only like, you know, it's about like an $8 to $10 difference per bag. But I got him Blue, and he just took a few bites that first bowl, and he would not touch it again. He's just like, no, he would not eat it. He went a couple days not eating, and I finally was just like, okay, I'll get you something else. And so that bag of Blue dog food, just I ended up throwing it away because he would not touch it. It's just, I don't know if he didn't like the taste or it just made him sick, you know, in his stomach, but he would not touch it. And I've not bought Blue since then, so I don't want to buy him like the Fresh Pet, or what's that? There's another one like that. I don't want to buy him any of that, and then it turns out he's like, yeah, no. You know, I go buy him a big bag of that, and he's just like, nope, 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 nuh-uh, nope. No, he just backs away, and he goes and like, I'm hungry, but I'm not eating that. That's just, I feel like that's what would happen. She begs for Fresh Pet. See, he, it's funny, because the dry food, I have to get him one from Walmart. I tried the Aldi dry food, and he didn't like that here. He liked it better than Blue. He at least ate it, but he was very picky on it. Like certain times he just refused to eat it unless I did something extra for him, and then he would eat a little bit of it. But I finally found one he seems to like at Walmart that I've been getting. But the Aldi, the little wet food tins that Aldi has versus the wet food, like the Caesar brand wet food, he will go crazy. Like he is excited for the Aldi ones, not so much for the Caesar ones, and the Aldi is cheaper by a good bit, so I stick with that for him. He gets crazy over the wet food, but even with that, he still will sit there and be like, I'm not hungry right now, and he won't eat it. You know, he'll eat like lunch, and then dinner time rolls around, and he's like, I don't want it. He'll eat like a couple little snack sticks or something, and then the next day at lunchtime, he's just like, he can't wait to eat it. You know, he's still kind of picky at times on that, but I feel like that would be the case if I did the Fresh Pet or something. He would end up getting picky on it, and it might be a case that he would eat some here and there, but he would not be just all over it, you know. Oh yeah, fast rotor. I need to get. See how many fast rotors? Gear assembly. Let's see, 30 fast rotors. So I'm gonna need 120 gear assemblies. I can do it, but that is gonna be a pain to produce that. Of course, that only takes those. What is it? I do need to make some more gear, so let me do that in a moment. What is it? Fast rotor, gear assembly, which is the gear and osmium ingot. So let me take that. So I'm pretty sure I'm doing pretty good on that one right now. Yes, there we go. It's already set, ready to go. Of course, that is 20, and that is 3 each. So that should be enough. So I'll let that run so I don't have to sit here while it processes. Oh, of course I don't need those. So let me go back over here. Okay. So that is going. Now we'll do the gear assembly. So I'm gonna get all those gears. I need 120 of them. So, you know, 3 stacks of gear and 3 stacks of osmium ingots. Let me double check. I don't remember, but okay. Do not have it there. Somewhere over here, I should have osmium ingots. I think. $40 for Petco. Chicken to beef. See, I don't know how he would do on like beef versus chicken. He seems like he prefers chicken, but of course, you know, if I ever cook steak or something, he's got to have his own little mini steak. Like I can't get away from that. If I get steak, he gets steak. If I get salmon, he's got to get salmon. Tuna steaks, I've gotten away with where he did not care for them, fortunately. But yo, if it's steak, he wants some steak. If it's you know, if I'm getting salmon, he wants the salmon. So there is that. Okay, so that's gonna produce those. That's gonna produce that. That will get me the 30 fast rotor quantum processor. Only 5 of them. Plasma conductor. Where's the thing? Oh, that's gonna be in the gem cutter. All right. Well, I'm gonna get that before we're done. I can get that. I just gotta go see what I need from the gem cutter. Okay, gem cutter, plasma conductor, sapphire ore. Okay, which I have only found random mineable pieces of sapphire ore. Crystal lens from diamond. And then diamond drill. So diamond at least gets 2 things for it. Okay, so it's, yeah, plasma conductor. I need to make some of those. I'll need to make another one of these because, yeah, that's graphite rods, AI chip, ruby ore, circuit board. Okay, that's easy. I have 5 of them, so that's 2 each. So I gotta make 10 of those. See, easy. The plasma conductor is easier. Then I gotta make another gem cutter, so I can do that at the other location. All right, now you know what, there, get rid of that, and I'm just gonna, it's colder so I don't have to worry about the heat. Let's see if I can get, well, actually take the gold alloy out. So I've got the split for the phosphorus like I needed, and I've got the quartz there. So I'm going to do, you know what, both of those will just go kind of along to here. No, I don't want you to do that angle. Again, the weirdness of these conveyors. Okay, so I can go there. All right, so now all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a see, phosphorus, the silica from the quartz, and then the gold alloy. Right, yeah, that's it. Gold alloy, phosphorus, and the silica, adding to those. So I'll put one on the base of the thing, and then one. Yeah, okay. Be great if we can get the conveyor mounts like we do in Satisfactory. You know, that would make this kind of easier to follow from a logic standpoint. You know, and you can see those stackable conveyor things, and you stack it like, okay, this is going to be the first stack, this is the second stack, instead of me having to do this, making my own stacker. That, yeah, will definitely help. I feel like, you know, that's another one of those things we need before we need any more maps on this. Because, yeah. Okay, that should be it. This will merge those, and we'll have my first batch of goodies along with water being transported coming in on that side, and that will meet up over here with I'll have to get closer. Welcome back, Jenny. Temperature's not super hot yet. Let me get this going before it becomes too hot. Let's see if I can get this to merge nicely. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So now, can I get to... Yes, I can get close enough. All right. Yeah, it was... Yes. Okay. It still did not turn the right way on that, but it is connecting, so I'm not getting any more conveyor bits getting stuck. Yes, it is firing all the way on every stack. While I have temperate weather, good idea to go ahead and do this. So I got 2 there. I think that was correct. Oh. One more. Again, longer curve or longer straighter areas don't have as much of a problem, but if I see it curving too much, I try to go ahead and put a one of these little mount points earlier, because I don't want it going all weird on the mounting. Yeah, that. And this way, if I ever need to, I'll just add another layer and another layer of water coming up, because once I get over here, I'm going to put it into a hub, just so I can say, in case they change the limitations on the pipes to where they only carry so much in terms of liquid volume, you know, cubic liters, then I can readily go ahead and stack more. And I already have the basis for it all to work. Okay, and get some pipes. Again, now I got a target way over there for it to recognize. And there's that bug. Yeah, I pointed out earlier, if you hadn't played the game or hadn't noticed it, if you build a pipe while you're using the drone, at least, it wants to teleport you to where you are placing the end of the pipe for some reason. And now trying to get to actually line up. No, no. Okay, I gotta go this, because targeting is not very good in this one at the moment, which is like a lot of games. But yeah, you come here and it teleports you on top of the pipe because you're placing it in the drone mode. I don't know how that is a thing. I really don't know how you got that. That seems like two different parts of the code, and yet somehow they're linked. We're getting close. Close to what I guess will count as the entry area for all of this. So we'll have everything, yeah, come along here to a certain point right here, and then basically turn everything in. I guess I need to go ahead and do like that. Too tall. Should be all I need. Yes. So they'll come up here and then they'll just feed in whatever I gotta do right here to get the basic stuff going, start splitting stuff. And I'm gonna follow the way Claude said to do it. It's just kind of, here's a zone right in here, starter stuff, other things will get fed, split over, moved around, and go further and further this way as we get more complex. Because I should still have more than enough room to make this all work, and then just feeding in. Plus, by doing zones, that should make it easier to tie in with the warehouses. That's why I want to get tier 3 built before we're done, because I want to know how big it is in terms of foot size. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a nerd one of those when I go over there. I'm getting close to having what I need set up. It's just almost there. Take a few of those. Once this is all running, I'll rip all of those out. I won't be worried about it. I'm gonna do a gem cutter over there so I can do the sapphire to the plasma thing, whatever it is, whatever it's called, because I'm gonna need 10 of those to make the quantum processors, and then we're gonna that should have everything else done. So if I got the amethyst alloy left over from making my radiation protection, and I've got the stuff making the gear assembly, so I should be able to make a tier 3 warehouse at least over here at the other outpost, just to see how it looks, and then figure out how I'm gonna place it, because that might be one, assuming there's a tier 4 version 4 warehouse. I'll probably worry about having those over here and I'm just gonna build with tier 3 in mind for that location. If I could get every single warehouse over there tier 3, that boosts my stack size higher, which means a lot more storage there for probably the same number of tiles in the warehouse inventory. And then if I get a tier 4 warehouse, I'll put some of those in here. So yeah, gem cutter. Let's get that going first, because I do have water over here I can use. Should be able to use. I'm not using anything over there at the moment, so 5 of those. Saw blade won't be a problem. I should be able to do a few. Yeah, say 2 of those. And then the fast rotor, I should have enough to do the 4. No, I need some more gear assemblies. Everything else I can do, but as the gear assembly, I need 16. So there's, yeah, didn't get that last click in there. Timmy is tired and comfortably warm right now. Said, don't move me. And I miscalculated. Short 2 gear assemblies. There we go. Get the fast rotors done. And then I gotta make my composite beams again. Oh, that's why I made the wrong thing. Was it again? I think I did. I always think that one. Because... Okay, I got those. And then saw blades. Fortunately, very easy. Okay, I can make a gem cutter. And for this, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna feed off of here, so we'll just put it in the back. This is all just getting me kind of where I have something functional at the moment. Okay. Gem cutter. Okay, and yeah, I'll go ahead because I want to have it just not be restricted by the amount of storage. No. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. I don't need 2. Okay. I was thinking of the alloy forge. Oh. Yeah, I was thinking alloy forge. It's the wrong number of inputs. What? I thought this needed water. No, it doesn't. Okay, I thought it needed water. That's what I was thinking. It needs water. Where did I put that sapphire, though? Is it not there? Oh, great. It's back that way, I guess. Well, there's one stack. I feel like I got more than that. Yep, there's another stack. And that might be it. That might be all of my sapphire. So, whatever. We'll go in there. Because I need a bunch of those for warehouses at some point. And, is it, I need 10, 2 per quantum processor. Yeah. So get these 10. All right, great. You know what? And hey, there we go. Oh, right, wrong thing. There, that one. Yes. So I'm going to craft over here. Okay, so AI chips. Of course. Where's my ruby ore? There we go. Oh, what was it? Let me pen again. Okay. So 5 quantum processors, which needs 5 conductors and 5 chips. So boom. I'll do one. And I'm pretty sure I have that as one of the things on my plan here from Claude to build. Yeah, I got it to do AI chips. Yeah, I've got it. And there is then the final zone as what Claude designed it as. So I'm gonna try to stick with the Claude design as best I can, because I think that'd be kind of neat. Be like, yeah, Claude came up with this layout, you know, the general layout, and I had to kind of work around it based on the mechanics of the game. But you know, based on here's the ingredients, here's the splitting options that you can do. There, you know. Unfortunately, we're not worried about items per minute so much in this. Once it's going and everything is filled in, like it fills the storage up for every item, it's going to be fine. You know, unless I'm just sitting there crafting like crazy on certain things, like building and doing this kind of crafting. I don't think I'll have a problem once it is in place and everything's kind of, you know, stockpiling enough. Okay, so fast rotor was to get these. Yep, that's going. I forgot about I need to go get those. But that is giving me the gear assemblies. I need, yeah, 150 gear assemblies, I think. Or no, 120, so I'm producing 150. Yeah. And then, oh, I need more gold wiring. Well, while that's going, I can go get that started. Or go pick that up. Yeah, we're getting close. I've got about another maybe 20 minutes I can go before I have to wrap it for today. So I want to get this done. And once this other spot is ready and working, I mean, I'm going to clear all of these out. Like that gold spot, gone. Won't need it. I take all these out and worry about building something better. Okay, got that, and we got a bunch of rubber. Rubber is another thing I haven't been producing a lot of at a given time. Okay. Oh, that's good. All right, so gold wire. I'm just going to get this going so I can do a lot of gold wire, because why not? So if I did not put enough. Wait, no. I may have counted somewhere wrong, because something, I mean, there are certain things that the recipe is different in the assembler part of it than on other stuff. But still, and that's not right. I shouldn't have had anything left at the end. I don't get that either. Because it's the gear, 3 iron rods. I had 18 stacks in there of 50. So that's 900. That should have been 300. I don't get that. All right, so I'll keep going on that. I should be able to produce at least a decent amount right there. That's already running out. Yeah, I almost forgot about the organics for doing rubber with the other spot. But the fortunate thing is I just need water for that, really. Okay, so gear assemblies, I need 120. I got 75, some reason on that, but you know what? I've got gears and osmium ingots there, so just take these. And yeah, gear assembly. I mean, I gotta make 30. 30 times 4 is 120. So unless I'm somewhere backing wrong on that, that should be 120. I've got 75. So literally I need put me at 80. And that'll put me at 120. Zach. Made some coffee to warm up. How cold is it for you, Jenny? It's I'll have to look, see what it's up to now. Like where our temperature is. Oh yeah, 25. We got up to 25 degrees Fahrenheit today. That's from 17 this morning. And it's going to be down to 19 again tonight. With it just barely getting above freezing tomorrow. And the worst part is the wind. Like going outside earlier to take Timmy out. It's like, you know, the wind, nothing, no wind at all, just standing there. Perfectly fine. Got my jacket on, I was fine. Wind hits and immediately froze me all the way through. Like that wind chill is no joke today for us. Timmy's like, I'm gonna pee, and then he's like, yeah, let's go in. He didn't want to wait. Not that I blame him, you know. 20 there, ugh. Yeah, I'll be glad when this, that's what Felonius and I were going on about earlier is, you know, the argument between winter versus summer. You know, some people like winter better, some people like summer better. You know, I like, you know, I'm a like, okay, let's look at it from a logical standpoint. Winter, yeah, you're cold, just put on more layers. Well, that works up to a certain extent, you know. I personally, I don't feel like looking like the little brother in A Christmas Story where he can't even put his arms down because he's got so many layers on. Plus, you can only put so many layers on your hands before you can't use them. It's kind of hard to play, or in my case, work with my job typing if I've got if I got thick gloves on. So I have fingerless gloves specifically for that reason, for work purposes. So yeah, that little bit of a problem there with that. And then you have, you know, the other thing about winter is it gets cold enough, you got to worry about your pipes. You know, you don't want your pipes to freeze and especially burst. That happened to my mom's a couple of years ago where didn't realize it, but the cover on one of her outdoor faucets had come slightly loose at some point, and the faucet froze and burst. And because of her hearing disability, she didn't know it. And then I just show up and I hear it and I look and it's just spraying water out into her yard, and had to go and cut all her water off just to get that cut off. And then it was after that, we got the plumber out. I said, can you put in a separate cutoff valve for just the front, like the outdoor faucets? And he did. And then because of that one being outdoors, he actually had to replace it. He replaced it with a plastic one on the outside, so it will stretch a little bit without just completely cracking. But yeah, that's another thing with winter. You got to worry about that. Summertime, you don't have to worry about your pipes freezing up and bursting. Summertime, the problem is you can only take off so many layers before you're left with the next layer you take off is your own skin. You don't want to do that. You know, you're not sitting there scraping your skin off like this is going to cool me down. Doesn't work. But you can at least be like, hey, you know, I'm going to go and maybe, you know, take a cold shower, something like that. Because again, you're not worried about your pipes freezing in summer. Take a cold shower. You can go and say, what was it? You get like, oh no, I did not mean to do that. I was hit the wrong thing at the wrong time. That's funny. It landed in the air. And fortunately, I have enough jetpack I could get back up there. That's a bug right there too. If it just stops in the air completely to where you might not be able to get back to it. But yeah, I mean, you get like a spray bottle, you know, like they use like you know, at the poolside, you can mist to cool yourself down. You can do some stuff in summer to help, but yeah, I'd rather have summer. That's the thing is with like this room, my temperature shows for the room right now at 67. That's 67 right over here where this is sitting at. It's not exactly 67 along the floor where it's, you know, hot air rises, so it's cooler there. But that's 67 because I got the door closed and the heat is all coming from my desktop. Summertime with the desktop running, playing a game like this, the door wide open, a fan blowing hot air out of the room, and fan having to blow on me to keep me cool, it will be in the 80s in here just because of the heat output from the desktop. There. Get me some of that. I think I'm good on the basalt right now. Oh yeah, that's one drawback with summer is how hot it gets in this room gaming. So I have to have a fan that's blowing on me during the streams during the hotter parts of the year. Because otherwise, I mean, even with that going, sometimes I get done with the stream and my back is just soaked with sweat because it got so hot in here. Timmy, no shirt. You know, he's got nothing on in the summer. He's just laid out like, oh, it's hot. That's why he's where the fan's gonna blow past me and onto him too. And I said his name, he looked at me, he looked up at me. And he's like, yeah, look, rub my belly, rubs the belly. Look at the camera just slightly. Yeah, just a little look. There we go. All right, cover you back up. Because don't want you to be cold. All right, yeah, I need graphite rods. I think it's just this one. Yeah, carbon refiner. Yeah, I dumped a bunch in for the graphene again because I thought that's what I was going to need. Oh, good. I actually did have some graphite rods. Well then, I had some left. That's why I gotta get this new area done, because then it'll just be, I won't have to worry about this. It'll be already taken care of. It'll just, hey, I got it available. So maybe not the quantum processors, but I'll have the other stuff. Let me grab these. Again, yeah. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and take those. So 19 fast rotors. Let's see how far I get on this one. Star Rupture. I'll have to look and see about the comment on the last video. Because I've been outside of doing this, the gaming for like this game for stream stuff, and outside of the video stuff, I haven't been gaming really that much the last week. I'm kind of getting to where I'm a little bit out of it on the gaming part, but holding one of the mouse buttons, the right side, I'll have to try that. I would assume it'd be like click and drag kind of thing that's done in a lot of the games that way, but I'll have to try it by clicking with a different button, I guess. But Star Rupture's kind of I want to try to get to that 20-hour mark at least on it before I give my opinion on where it is right now, but at the moment it's not holding my attention well enough. It's not grabbing me and making me say, oh, this is awesome. Like, it's not it's not doing as well as I thought it would in terms of favorability with me. Part of that is it's one of those things like, okay, you know, Satisfactory, it's all about the factory management. You get a little bit of combat, everything, and you gotta do exploration, but it's not overly heavy. It's kind of got a good balance overall as far as the other stuff you're supposed to do. But the fabrication, manufacturing part is really where everything's focused. Like, this game is much more like Satisfactory than it is Planet Crafter. They can call it Eden Crafters to try and make it seem like it's Planet Crafter, but really the main focus of this is on the factory management. There is not enough focus on this game with the terraformation part of it. It's very absolutely, this is 90% a Satisfactory copy rather than a Planet Crafter copy. Star Rupture is trying to be kind of like Satisfactory without being over the top, having more combat aspect. But to me, it feels a lot like another one I played, and I want to say it's hang on, I'll see what it is, because I'll see the name, I think, and well, you know, it's actually, I know where it is. It's in my wish list because I played just the demo. Hostile Mars. So Hostile Mars is the factory management with tower defense focus. You get factory management and the conveyors, all that, trying to manage production, but it's in one direction, which is tower defense, managing the defense of your base, nothing else. That's all that matters. It's, yes, you're trying to produce more stuff, but ultimately it's all about managing that. Okay, you're just simply worried about defending in that. And Star Rupture is kind of feeling in that same direction where, yeah, you're trying to expand and everything, but ultimately it's going to be to set up so you have defenses for more of that the attack defense type thing. And the main part between those two that bothers me is that you're supposed to go explore, but you're exploring, and this is the same in that Hostile Mars. You go explore, you're wandering on foot, you're doing all this to get out there and do, you know, find other resources, everything, but it's a very time-consuming task to go out that far. And there's my alarm when it's supposed to go off. And it's a very time-consuming task to get back then. And it's that same way with Star Rupture right now for me, that, you know, it's so time-consuming to get out there to get stuff, in addition to the fact that like some of the mechanics in the game, like selecting, hey, I want to choose this item. I want to use this unlock to research next. You have to go back to the launcher to do it. So you're out, you're doing some exploring, you get these unlocks. You can't just go and say, hey, choose this next. You gotta wait till you get back. That is becoming quite frustrating. And it's that thing is like, okay, it's clearly factory management, and you're clearly supposed to go out and do combat exploration, but then here's mechanics that basically you are punished in a way for going out and doing exploration. You know, if you go explore, you're punished because you can't work on your upgrades and unlocks. If you go and focus on that, you don't get to go explore and find better resources. You know, it's a catch-22 is the way it's feeling to me, and it's one of those that's where I'm having problems getting into the game right now. Like, honestly, I'm enjoying Eden Crafters better at the moment than Star Rupture, because, you know, I'm not getting that kind of punishment. It's just, the combat's decent in the game right now, which I do appreciate the focus on that, but it still is a case of, I just feel like there's a certain set of aspects that did not get accounted for in a certain way, that is like, well, you know, if I go and wander around, I basically, I feel like I have to stay at the base more than I should in order to keep things actually moving properly. And it's kind of similar to the way Satisfactory does it. You gotta stay close to a certain area to get it fully automated, but, you know, it feels more punishing in Star Rupture than it does in Satisfactory. Honestly, right now, Star Rupture just made me think I want to go back to playing Satisfactory. But then I realized I don't feel like having that kind of a headache right now, so I didn't do it. But I'm just having a hard time getting into Star Rupture right now. It's just not working for me at the moment. That may change as I play, because I've done that before where I've said, I'm not enjoying the game, and I'm just gonna, you know, I'm about to quit, and then I come back at a later time, I start playing again, and I kind of force myself on my own time, not doing videos, but on my own time, just to say, I'm gonna force myself to get into like a 20-hour mark on this game. Or I want to say, I think it was Grounded is one that was the worst. I think it was, I had to get 50 hours into the game before it finally started to flow right and work for me. I want to say it was somewhere close to that before I started to enjoy Grounded, which is why I have not picked up Grounded 2 yet, and why I have not gone and restarted a new save in Grounded since I got through that one. Because once I pushed myself to 50 hours in that one save, and I was starting to enjoy myself, I was like, I don't want to start over, because I know I will no longer enjoy the game once again. So I really want to try to push myself at least to that 20-hour mark for Star Rupture before I give my final, like, this is where I think it's at right now. Because it's a trending game right now. There's a lot of people are just raving about it, but again, there are certain things from the survival crafting side of it that feel limited to me in the game, and like they're like, oh, you can do this, but we are building it to make you ignore that, and if you do try to focus on that, then you're ignoring this. It's like it's giving you a choice. You have to choose which way you want to focus, and you're you know, have to either weigh the pros and cons. Is it worth me abandoning this focus now to go and do exploring, or should I stick around not exploring and finding other resources and getting like the unlocks and such from some of those places you'll go, and focus on just staying at the base to keep pushing these unlocks through the orbital launcher thing. But yeah, it's not grabbing me as well as Green Hell did. Like, same developer, but Green Hell caught my attention so much better right off the bat than what Star Rupture has done right now. It's just the overall mechanics are becoming kind of the problem for me, is that it's just not lining up with what I was expecting. But I'm still going to keep pushing through, like I said, try to get to about the 20-hour mark so I can give a better, you know, founded opinion on it at the moment. But it's just going to be my opinion. If you like the game, play it. I'm not liking it as much as I thought I would. Not even close to as much as I thought I would. Considering the way I enjoyed Green Hell. Even considering how tedious the building in that game is. Yeah, Star Rupture is not hitting it right for me at the moment. Oh, it's just that slow. Okay, all right, well, that's gonna go for a while then. I'll try to check it out later. That's another thing I mentioned earlier, is like, you know, I'm playing two similar games, this and Star Rupture, and both of them have different approaches to the controls on how you build and deconstruct things. And it is kind of throwing me off a bit in that, but it's also, as I said, outside of playing a little bit of this to get ready for the stream, playing Star Rupture to do the videos, I haven't played Ark in like a week. That's what I was playing just for fun, and I re-downloaded Rage 2 just to give me something simple to go out and shoot stuff, blow things up, that be it. And even that I didn't feel like playing. I'm getting to that point where I'm almost where I want to cut back a lot on my game time. I'm just not feeling the drive to do it. But yeah, I've got to start. We got to wrap this up because I'm about to have to run out the door. So unfortunately, I do have to head out of town to pick up something by a certain point today, and so I have no choice but to call it a little early. Is that, or I just canceled completely today, and I didn't feel like canceling completely, so I will have to run out. And I still don't know why my chat box has stopped working. I don't know why chat's not showing at this point. I'm gonna have to fight with that and figure out why it's not tying in for some strange reason. Actually, I just noticed my activity feed's not working anymore either, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to get that sorted, maybe if I have a chance this week. So the belt extenders can expand up and down. You mean like the little stands for the like when you're building and it goes too far, you got to have a point for it to connect to? Is that what you're talking about, the extenders? Okay, yeah, I'll assume they should be able to stack. I mean, there are some redeeming qualities with Star Rupture versus the way it's done in like SAS Factory or even Eden Crafters. Looking at the fact that it's just got it's a combination of splitter and merger in one. It's just all about direction. That is kind of nice. You don't have as many things to worry about building wise, but it does kind of add in that fact that sometimes with a splitter and merger, you have that separation. It helps it make it easier to think things through. If like, oh, this, I need a merger here, I need a splitter here. And it's also the fact that, you know, sometimes like some of the logic stuff is still being problematic in Star Rupture. Like the last video ended with that part where I think it was the last video, or maybe video before that, where I had the new calcium outpost going. Ended up being I had to restart the game for like it just suddenly stopped working not feeding items across, and it wasn't until like even tearing it completely out, putting it back together, I had to restart the game for it to start working again. So there's still some logic issues in there too, that are kind of problematic, you know. But there are some things I like versus like say Satisfactory, and there's plenty about Star Rupture where I just say Satisfactory has done this better. You know, granted, again, Star Rupture is early access, which is why I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. They've got time to tweak this. You know, the Satisfactory did a lot of tweaking over the years while they were working on it. So Star Rupture's got the time for that to happen too. Same with Orebound. Orebound was missing the vertical item elevators when it first came out, and then we got them. So I'm hoping that, yes, there's going to be things that improve on that stuff. But it's, again, overall, there's a certain miss on Star Rupture as far as right now. It's not hitting right with me, where I don't enjoy it like I thought I would, considering who the developer is and their previous game and my experience with those games. But again, I'm going to get through 20 hours at least on it before I call it a stop for now. But yeah, as of right now, I got to stop today because I've got to run him outside, and then I got to basically get running out the door myself. So that is it for today. Thanks for helping, for hanging out, everybody. It's good. And we'll do this again next week. Normal duration, or maybe a little longer. Depends on if I have anything else come up. But that's it. Got to go. Enjoy your weekend, the rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.